Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a beer from Urban Chestnut. So they are out of St. Louis, Missouri. And wonderful, nice cap on that. This is a brewery based out of a traditional German brewer opening up in St. Louis in Budweiser country. And this is Dorfbier. So this is Bavarian style Dunkel lager. Munich Dunkel style that's really not very much produced stateside or really, not really sent out here. It's generally hard to find a Munich Dunkel. Haven't really had too many commercial examples. This is quite fresh, like 2 months fresh. Just got at GB's reference series number 3, historic Dunkel lagers, where everyday beers of Dunkel and surrounding Bavarian villages. Dorfbier means village beer. So tons of Munich malt, a little bit of roasted malt, 4.8% right in that ABV range. This pretty much was the original Munich beer before Munich Helles existed, right? Munich Helles was created to compete with the Pilsner craze that came out of Bavaria, or I guess Czech Republic, and then became very popular. And then, so let's see this one. Beer is definitely got like some color and light. Comes this kind of like nice kind of deep copper or brownish color to it. You see some kind of like garnet hues on the edges, a little bit of like deep ruby. It's just like a nice kind of light brown color to it, right? Tan head on that. I smell a little bit of chocolate. I smell the roast immediately. I also smell a little bit of grassiness, some of that like German hop character. A little bit of like toffee, that rich breadiness, that Munich malt, all that Maillard coming in. Like cocoa dusting. I guess some of the happiness coming through. Cheers. Okay. Again, one of the BJCP styles is really focused on study. Wow. Hard one. I always find these brownish, this one's a little bit lower in alcohol, but these brownish beers around this ABV are like average to moderate ABV to be hard. Like, what could this be? Up front, I get a little bit, it's kind of like green apple smacky, kind of like fruitiness that could send you to Britain, but the Maillard is a little too intense, right? It's too rich of malt. It's not just base malt plus other specialty malt. It is Munich. It's got that roundness that sells you of like Munich malt from Doppelbock. So it's just malt. A little bit of roast in here, which is actually, I think, maybe special for the style. I feel like a little bit of roast malt's a little bit too much for it. I don't know. Again, these are beers that like it's hard to sort of judge these beers when commercial examples are hard to find and don't really exist too much. And interesting. I feel like I've had Munich Dunkels that are much less roasty than this. Full malt package, nice kind of like grassy tinge of like just subtle German hop bitterness just sits there, offers another layer of complexity with that rich breadiness. Super drinkable. You want to eat this, drink this with food. You want food with this one. All the tasty German dishes would be amazing with this one. So, quite nice. It just has this hair of like almost like very subtle brown ale / English brown ale kind of like, or light porter kind of like roastiness that wisps in there. But again, I name all these styles. It could be any of those. Like it's just a fun style. Complex, subtle, brown. Yeah, as I drink it more, there's a big smack of just rich. I want to call it like lightly caramelized apple. There's this kind of like just fruitiness that comes in. A hint of red cherry. It's a hint of just like apple pie, almost like spiciness, because like the hops are probably doing some of that. And get compounded by that rich, chewy Munich malt. That Munich malt is just like Maillard for days. It's just like lingering, lasting. It's honestly a hard flavor to describe because it is all those kind of like brownish kind of bready flavors, but it's so intense and almost umami-ish that unless you have Doppelbock or Munich Dunkel or some of the darker kind of like Munich heavy malted beers, not many foods taste like it. It's just like richly, like slightly umami-ish, but it's just bread for days. It's Munich malt. It's Maillard, and it lingers and lingers and lingers. And like thinking about it, it has like a hint of this Vegemite kind of Maillard reaction kind of thing going, a Vegemite umami thing going on that lasts on the palate. Yeah. Fruity Maillard, a little bit of happiness, a little bit of sweet roastiness, a little bit of cocoa chocolate. Fantastic, delicious beer. I mean, man, for a food beer, German style, I have a hard time, finding a better one. I think the pale versions would do a very good job. Man, this is so well built. I actually was planning to do this with a traditional German one if I could find one, but just seeing this one, wow, what a tasty beer. Have had some of the Entergrin beers, but man, you can find this on the shelf. 96, that comes from me. That is Dorfbier from Urban Chestnut Dunkel, world class Dunkel. I just want pints of this. I just want a big mug. I want a handle on it. I don't want this and I'm like, sticking my pinky and tasting it. I just want to like, when I do that for reviews, it's like a sort of mechanical thing for me, but yeah. 96 for me, I just want to have a big thing, a mug, and just go like, yeah, that makes more sense to me, man. What a great experience. What a tasty beer. Highly recommended. Urban Chestnut, crushing it. I highly recommend them. I have yet to have a not amazingly tasty beer from them. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.